Buenos dias. I am Señor Morris. I'll be your Spanish teacher for this year. Now, if you were in class last year, you already know me. If this is the first time you're in this class, you may not know me yet. So let me tell you some things about myself. I'm married, and I have 3 children. I studied Spanish by television when I was in elementary school, just like you guys are doing now. After I graduated from college, I joined something called the Peace Corps, which sends Americans to all parts of the world to work with people in developing countries. I went to a country in South America called Paraguay, and I lived in a small village of about 500 people. The closest English-speaking person was about 50 miles away, so I used Spanish and the indigenous language of the people called Guarani. I made a lot of good friends there, and even had a pet monkey. After I left Paraguay, I came back to the U.S. and went to school again and learned about teaching languages. I taught in a bilingual classroom for several years in El Paso, Texas, and then moved to Flagstaff, Arizona, where I live and teach now. Since I studied Spanish while I was growing up, I can understand what many of you who do not speak Spanish at home are going through. Hopefully, my experience will help make me a better teacher and make learning Spanish easier and more fun for you. What I hope to do in class is teach you some things that you'll be able to use to talk to a Spanish-speaking person. And the best way for you to really learn these things well is to practice them, okay? Practice with your classmates, practice with your teacher, practice with people who speak Spanish in your community, or teach some Spanish to your family and practice with them. Another thing that we'll be doing in class is learning about the ways other people live. Do you think that schools and foods are the same all over the world? No, of course they're not. People do things differently in a lot of places. And we're going to look at some of the things that they do differently and see what some of the things are that they do the same as us. This is called culture, the way people do things. We'll examine some of the cultures of different people, and I think you'll find it pretty neat. Now, if you don't feel like you really understand everything that I'm saying in Spanish, don't worry. That's normal. If you already understood everything, you wouldn't need to study Spanish, and then I'd have to look for another job. We'll go over everything that I teach several times, and I'll show you a lot of pictures and things to help you understand. And every class, we'll sing a song to greet each other. Okay? I have my guitar here. The song goes like this. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo se sienten? Yo me siento bien. Yeah. And we'll talk about the song and all of the things again, okay? Muy bien. Well, I tell you what. Let's start off with a sentence that you'll be using a lot. Buenos días. ¿Cómo te llamas? Repitan. Okay? Now, that's a question that I would like you to answer like this. When somebody says, Buenos días, ¿cómo te llamas? You'll say, Me llamo Scott Morris. Okay? Only you'll answer using your own name. Okay? You don't say, Me llamo Scott Morris. You try it, okay? You say, Me llamo, and then you say your name. Okay? Did you guys repeat that? Me llamo. There you go. Well, now you've started speaking Spanish. Let's go ahead and practice all together. Okay? Buenos días. ¿Cómo te llamas? Everyone repeat, please. Okay? And remember that if someone asks you this question, ¿Cómo te llamas?, you answer by saying, Me llamo, and then you say your name. Go ahead and say that now. Me llamo. Okay, muy bien. Well, I tell you what, right now I'd like for everyone to get a partner. Okay, everybody get a partner in class. And teachers, if you need to put me on hold for just a second, that's fine while everyone gets together with their partner. Okay, everybody have your partner. I'll tell you what, whoever is older will go first. So figure out who's older. Okay, now the older person will go first. Older person, you say to your partner, Buenos días, ¿cómo te llamas? Did you say that? Okay. Younger person, you answer them. Me llamo, and say your name. Go ahead and say that now. Me llamo Scott Morris. Okay, muy bien. Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and turn it around, and this time the younger person in the pair will go first. Okay? So you're going to change roles this time. Ready? Younger person. Buenos días. ¿Cómo te llamas? Okay, very good. Second person, you answer. Me llamo Scott Morris. And remember to use your name when you're answering that. Unless your name is Scott Morris like me, you'll be using your own name in that one when you say me llamo and then you answer. Now, one of the things about Spanish is the way it's pronounced. The vowels in Spanish are shorter. Does anybody know what are the vowels in English? Go ahead and raise your hand. Tell your teacher the vowels in English. Okay. A, E, I, O, and U. A, E, I, O, U. Those are the vowels. Well, the vowels in Spanish are the same, but they're pronounced shorter. Okay? It's a short sound. Repitan. Everybody repeat. A, E, I, O, U. Okay? A, E, I, O, U. Those are the vowel sounds. And we have a song to help remember the vowels in Spanish. Okay? It's just a real short one, real quick. There you go. And it goes like this. A, E, I, O, U. El burro sabe más que tú. That's how it goes. That's it. Let's sing it one more time. Okay? And try to make those vowel sounds and make them real short like I'm doing. Ready? A, E, I, O, U. El burro sabe más que tú. Muy bien. And that line, el burro sabe más que tú, that means the burro, or the donkey, knows more than you do. So, we just say the name of the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, then the donkey knows more than you. So it's kind of nice, and you can use that to talk to your friends too. Muy bien. Now remember that I told you that I want you to practice as much as you can. Remember? Well, some of the best people to practice with are your family members. So now, here's a question in Spanish. ¿Quiénes son los miembros de tu familia? ¿Quiénes son los miembros de tu familia? Now, you can probably guess what some of these words mean in English. Okay? Familia. Familia, can you guess what that means? It means family. And miembros. Miembros means members. Okay? Well, I tell you what, let's look at a picture now and answer the question. ¿Quiénes son los miembros de tu familia? Okay. Well, let's see. If we're looking at a family here, and we see these two kids down here, okay? Say this is me right here. What a handsome guy when I was young, huh? Este es mi padre o mi papá. Can you say that? Mi padre o mi papá. And this would be like my father, and this is like my dad. Mi padre, my father. Mi papá, my dad. And notice this accent here. You stress the second syllable when you say papá. Okay? Well, este es mi padre o mi papá. Okay, here I am. How about this lady here? Who would she be? She'd be my mother. In Spanish, she is mi madre o mi mamá. Mi madre, that's like my mother, and mi mamá, that's like my mom. Mi madre, or you can say mi mamá, my mother, right? Well, if we talk about both of them, my parents, right? I'd call them mis padres, right? My parents, or mis papás. And this is kind of an informal way of saying, my folks. Okay? Well, if this is you, because it's obviously not me, who would this guy be? He'd be your brother. And in Spanish, my brother is mi hermano. Can you say that? Mi hermano. And you notice that the H is silent when we read that. We just read it hermano. Mi hermano. Okay? He is mi hermano. Okay? Well, if this was me here and I had a girl who was about the same age and had the same parents as me, she would be mi hermana. And you can see that's almost the same as the word for brother, isn't it? Mi hermana, my sister. Mi hermana. And if I'm talking about both of these guys together, say I'm right here in the middle. And this is my sister, mi hermana. And this is my brother, mi hermano. To talk about my brothers and sisters, I would just call them mis hermanos. And you can see that that H is still silent right there. You don't pronounce that. Okay? Mis hermanos. Muy bien. Well, right now, I'd like for all of you to review the family members with this video. Presten atención y repitan todos. La familia. ¿Quiénes son los miembros de tu familia? Mamá, papá, mis papás, mi hermano, mi hermana, mis hermanos. Hey! Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and look at our activity sheet for today to review some of the things that we've covered. Okay? Well, let's start up here. La familia. That's what we're going to be studying, okay? La familia. And then it tells what unit and lesson it is. This is the activity sheet. Now it says nombre right up here and it's got a line. Can you use your context skills? Can you figure out what you're supposed to do right up there? What do you usually do on your papers up at the top where there's a line? You write your name, right? Nombre, name. So I'm going to write my name. S-C-O-T-T. And I'd like you to go ahead and write your names on all of your papers if you would, because I think you should be proud of the work that you do. So there's my name, Scott Morris. Well, now, the directions say match the family names to the pictures. So here are the pictures. The dad, the mom, the parents, the sister, the brothers and sisters. Okay, and down here we have a key. Los papás, los hermanos, el padre o papá, la madre o mamá, la hermana, el hermano. Okay, so go ahead and you'll write these underneath the pictures here to identify them. Okay, and teachers, you know that there's an answer key at the back of your Learning Partner Guidelines if you need to look those up. Okay, and here we have some información personal. And can you figure out what that means? Información, information, personal, personal information. Okay, so here's some personal information about you. ¿Cómo te llamas? Here's the question that we practiced today. ¿Cómo te llamas? And you answer, me llamo. And what are you going to write here? Your name. Your name. And then the last part we have over here says, dibújate. Dibújate. And this means draw yourself. So you go ahead and take some time and you can draw your picture right in there. And you can probably draw better than I do. But there. That's me. So go ahead and draw your own picture of yourself where it says dibújate. Well, I tell you what, that's all we have time for today. I look forward to our next class, okay? Next time we'll review what we did today and learn some new things for you to practice and use in Spanish, okay? Remember to keep practicing all of the things that we've done, especially the sentences that we went over, like buenos días, ¿cómo te llamas? And remember to respond or answer by saying me llamo and then say your name. Okay, go ahead and do that if you get a chance before our next lesson. Well, as we finish today's lesson, I'd like to share with you a favorite song of mine that we'll be singing periodically throughout the year. Now, the words can be found in the Student Resource Notebook, so if you have the Student Resource Notebooks, you can find it there at the beginning, and in the Teacher's Guide. Okay? Also, the words will appear on the monitor, but in the Teacher's Guide and the Student Resource Notebook, you can find the translations to kind of get an idea of what you're saying. Now, if you can sing along, please do so. If you just want to listen this time, I understand if it's a new song to you. The song is called Cielito Lindo. And it goes like this. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. Great. I'll see you next class. Until then, adios.